Hey, nice seeing here. This video is mostly going to be about my Steam replay for the year, but up front I thought I'd just announce things that I'd decided on for the channel already. First up, after the double Silk Song weeks and the plan for the regular time slot that will be resuming is Chance of Senar. It's a puzzle game that I believe is based mostly on figuring out languages. I've heard it's pretty good, and I've never watched more than a few minutes of it. So hopefully that's fun. Besides that, I don't know exactly what's going to be after Silk Song. Silk Song is still going to last a while, but the next Metroidvania I'm looking at is Constance. Um, but once again, I'll probably have some sort of spacer game rather than doing two Metroidvanias in a row. And I haven't decided on what that is. I believe I still have plenty of time, though. Besides that, though, the most major announcement is probably that I'm actually going to be offering less content this year. I've decided to stop the Twitch stream after the current challenge is over. Partially just because I couldn't decide on the next game, and also once I got thinking about it, I could use some more unscheduled time in my week. So it's been fun, but I will be ending the Twitch streams. And that's it for announcements, so I'll pop over to the browser. Alright, here we are with the Steam Replay 2025. I did in fact play a ton of new games, they're not wrong. So here are the initial stats. Not too much to say about it at this stage. I'll talk about those games once I get to the top 5 breakdown. Played 95 games at Steam Median 4. Yeah, I play some games. Both on and off camera. Here's my radar thing. It turns out I like Metroidvanias, and I like clicker and idler games. Plus, these are just easy to rack up a bunch of playtime in once you've started even just one or two. Because you just leave them running, and then suddenly you have 60 hours or something. Yeah, Perfect Tower 2 is one such example. No wonder it reached the top spot. But I did finish the game, and so I stopped playing it. It was pretty fun. It's got a bunch of different mechanics through its different buildings. Not all of the individual mechanics were good, but it was cool how they fit together. So I enjoyed my time here. I did certainly look up a lot of builds for the challenge levels, though. There's just a lot of stuff you could potentially equip, and just going for basic stuff wasn't really working. I've increasingly found that I'm not very much one for actually figuring out complex builds. Like, if I were to be playing Path of Exile or something, I would just be looking things up. That skill tree is massive. But yeah, still had a good time. Moving on, my probably actually favorite idler game of all time. This one, though, I did not start in 2025, so there was less opportunity to play it in 2025. Basically, every patch that added content, I was back playing it again, but then I'd finish the content. But this one, you're powering up a spaceship to defeat alien spacecraft, and the builds in this one are more obvious, but there are generally a few different builds that are relevant at any given time, and you gotta swap between them, and figuring out when the best time to swap is a little interesting. Yeah, still enjoying my time with this one. Also, they added the achievements, so I got them all. Olatro. This one, I believe, this was not my first year playing it. Yeah, I picked it back up because I decided I wanted to go for let's see, is it Completionist? No, Completionist Plus, which is winning with all decks on Gold Stake. And I accomplished that, and then I dropped off again. And then I went for Completionist Plus Plus, and I got that too. So, oh, I also got Completionist this year. Yeah. I have completed the Balatros. And that was fun. I wrote a Steam review, but it's basically like, wow, this game's good. It basically kickstarted the point scoring subgenre of roguelites, and there are good reasons for that. Squeakross puzzle game, specifically nonograms. You may notice it sounds a bit like Picross, but they're rats, so it's Squeakross. Also trademarks, so it's not Picross. Yeah, good time with this one. I solved a bunch of puzzles, and I did not really customize the houses that much, but there were plenty of puzzles. Feel like I got my money's worth. Rogue Legacy 2, this I believe was all on camera, but when you beat a game 16 times in a year because you're doing individual class playthroughs and also a no weapon fighting playthrough, it takes some time. So that was of course a good time. I forget what I was doing in January. I guess I must have finished 17 playthroughs probably. Yeah, it turns out the months that I was playing a lot of incremental progress games, the total time stacked up a bit more. With a controller, we see both Hollow Knights and Hades 2 get added because those idler games were all like mouse. So they weren't controller games. Longest daily streak happens to be the day after 4th of July until the day before Thanksgiving. Or no, that was Thanksgiving. I guess I played a little in the morning before I left for my parents, but my streaks break when I go to my parents. I'm gaming every day. No need to show every game that was in the streak. That's a span of what, like 5 months? I didn't do the math. Let's see. July is the 7th month, not the 6th. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Games I played this year. I'll just briefly scroll through the timeline view, but not expand every single month. This I think was for an archipelago that I did on camera. Maybe one off camera. I play Factorio Archipelago every so often. Cyberpulse was good. I'm going to talk more about that in a bit. I liked Cauldron. Also more on that in a bit. Played the edgy Pac-Man Metroidvania. It was fine. Yeah, I'm playing Metroidvanias off camera too. I don't get enough of them on camera, apparently. Not a lot to say about these games. Plus, I don't feel the need to talk about games that I played on camera that much. Like, wow, Silk Song's here. Wonder when I was recording Silk Song. Right, I was going to go to the grid view because that just combines all the times and shows the actual percentages. I believe these percentages are out of roughly 2,000 hours because, like, I did the division by 0.15 on my Perfect Tower 2 time, and also looked at the border between 1% and less than 1%. It's actually kind of funny how many games I finished that are in the less than 1% category. Like, obviously some on camera, like Pipistrello and Garbanzo Quest I played twice this year. It says first played in 2025, still less than 1%. Hitodama, same situation as Garbanzo Quest. Actually, I guess since I did the extra quest on camera, I beat Hitodama 3 times. Still less than 1% of my playtime for the year. Yeah, I beat Hi-Fi Rush, beat Flowstone Saga, beat Everhood 2. This is just funny. I reached an ending in Genome Guardian. I don't know if I was like done with it though. But going back up to the top here, let's see. I wrote down 5 games on my other monitor, so I'm looking to my right, that I wanted to talk briefly a bit more about. Of course, Hades 2. I just wanted to say it's a worthy sequel to Hades, but I feel like Hades got enough time on camera for me. I don't want to do another Hades game on camera. If I was going to feature a roguelite of some sort, it would be something else. I'm not sure how much I actually like roguelites on camera, though. I like things where there's a very obvious end, and also you're making steady progression. Obviously, roguelites with their meta progress have that sort of steady progression, but you're seeing the same areas a lot. It's just, yeah. I experimented with roguelites a couple times. Actually, I can't name one that I played beside. Oh wait, no, I played Wizard of Legend for the channel as well, and Dead Cells. That was a while ago. So yeah, I've done experiments. Overall, I like them, but not for the channel. But yeah, good game. Music's good again. They managed to put decent spins on their meta progress. Melanoe feels like a different character than Zagreus. Is it Melanoe or Melanoe? I have suddenly forgotten how her name's pronounced. Not gonna worry about it. Let's see, Cauldron was an incremental progress game that's not really an idler. I really liked it. It's kind of a hybrid of like a mini game based incremental, where like you play a mini game and then you get upgrades that let you do much better at the mini game, and also an RPG, because you end up putting the ingredients that you collect in the mini games into a cauldron that power up your RPG characters, and then you banish the shadow, which gives you more passive income, which is based on your best scores in the mini games. And it just has a nice loop that goes back and forth between the RPG combat and setting new scores in the mini games using the passive income. And it doesn't take over all that long to get the true ending, so that's why it's only 2% of my playtime, but I had a good time with it. If the gameplay loop sounds fun, then it's probably a good time. Let's see, Cyberpulse, I also mentioned just a bit earlier. It was like an arcadey sort of, almost like a Geometry Wars is kind of the best known game I would compare it to, but instead of shooting, you have kind of a melee attack that flings enemies around. And then boss levels provide you with basically like bullets to throw. So that was really good. A lot of just short, intense levels. I have thought about replaying it on camera. Do I have much more to say about it? It's got some nice variety in its gameplay modes. It has like a survival mode where you're missing your attack and you're just dodging around. It has survival maps where you're more dependent on power-ups. It's got time attack. It's got survival where you do have your attack. Yeah, good bit of variety. Nice little game. But it only took 1% of my playtime because it ends. I think it doesn't overstay its welcome. The action is rather intense. Now let's see, what's next on my list? Yeah, I did a playthrough of Monster Sanctuary. I actually had a goal this year of clearing at least 4 games that were in my backlog. One of them was actually on the Switch. I finally got around to beating Persona 5 Tactica, because apparently I only play Persona 5 spin-off games and not the main Persona 5. I've beaten Strikers as well. Let's see, one of them was Monster Sanctuary, as I was starting to bring up. I had started it once in a previous year. I was thinking of doing it on camera, but the combat just felt a little slow. I wasn't sure I could really keep it going as a series, but I had fun with it off camera. Battles can be a little repetitive because it's the sort of game where you set up your team and your team does the things you designed your team to do. But the team building is neat. Each monster has several skill trees, and so you're looking over skill trees and deciding what works well together, and your end team probably has like some sort of healer or shielder, and then like a buffer or debuffer, and then a main attacker, because the combo system in the game where the more things you've either hit or buffed or healed in a turn, the more powerful your attacks get. Means you kind of want like one main attacker instead of running like three attackers. Two attackers probably also works with some setups. That's not really what I tried. Um, but yeah, fun little monster collector game. Also, besides the combat, it's like a bit of a Metroidvania. Each monster has an out of battle skill, although there's a lot of overlap, so you tend not to need to collect specific monsters. And you're exploring a map, you're gathering treasure, you're also finding encounters and doing the plot, as happens in a Metroidvania. And there's also some upgrades for your person. Also, you don't need to have things in your party to use their abilities, so it's not like HMs in early Pokemon games. It just needs to be with you, which doesn't demand being in your battle team. Yeah, good time. Glad I finished it. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, Hi-Fi Rush. That was another one that I finished for the specifically let's finish backlog games thing. That was a rhythm. I call them spectacle fighters. I think nowadays the term is character fighters, but like it's like a Devil May Cry, but rhythm, and I think they pulled it off really well. Also, the main character is a silly loser man, so that's fun. um, I mean, he's a rock star and he's super cool. Don't worry about it. But yeah, good time. Can recommend that game. And that appears to be all of my games I wrote down in the list of 5 that I wanted to highlight. But what on earth was my... I'm looking through my notepad. What was the 4th game I finished because I was trying to finish games? Oh, Mystic Academy Escape Room. That was really short. It sure was an escape room game. I don't have much to say about it. Yeah, that was my Steam replay. It had stuff in it. I don't think I have any final remarks, so see ya.